People, deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in and all of these sort of things. A bit of a random vid in that, in a sense that it's not something I would really do. I mean, deluded talking about Max Allegri, apart from his links to Arsenal and his admiration for the manager and his tactical approach and them other components. What relevance does he have to DG, you might ask? It's a random thought, but if I put myself in Max Allegri's shoes, obviously it's silly, but we've all watched the Netflix documentary between Juventus and them things there. Now, Max Allegri, a certified manager, if he became available and all the top six clubs needed a manager, or even if they have a manager, they'd consider the possibility of getting rid of someone. Like, let's take Jose Mourinho at United. Jose's my guy. Like, he's definitely my guy now that what he's doing with definitely what he's doing with United's playing squad at the moment and them things there. But as a football purist and someone that likes management, has their own aspirations, I've told you lot before, there's so much to admire about Jose in his prime and Jose in general. But let's say United, if Allegri became available, I know United ain't trying to pay his compensation for Jose's, but you would think they might consider it for Max Allegri, even if they didn't. Perfect audition against them when Juventus and Ronaldo went to Old Trafford. I mean, you saw you saw some great bit of play, but between Juventus and the fact that United only had 2 shots, didn't make a sub, and some other stuff like that tells another story in itself of how far off they are and how Jose's to a degree selling them short, regardless of the playing performance. But it shows the levels that I've had. Now, Allegri's been at Juventus for a while. He's had time to implement what he wants to do and bring in his players and stuff like that. 9 times out of 10, they're gonna win. They're gonna win Serie A. I know Napoli ran them close to the end, but when we look down at it, they bottled. So 9 times out of 10, after a troubled period Juventus had a couple of 10 years or so ago when Fulham beat them or whenever, they're expected to win without a doubt. They're expected to win the Italian top division with relative ease. I mean, Inter Milan or AC Milan, when someone says them clubs to me, they're still the massive clubs in my head. Like, they still are historically massive clubs, but in terms of playing, they're nowhere near Juventus. So they're going to win the league title. With that being said, the big one is the champs. Now, he's been close to tasting it, success for Juventus. Juventus haven't won it since the 90s, I believe. That's the carrot. And they've had some good playing squads since then. He's come close. They got to the final in, 2015, 2016? One of them ones, forgive me if I'm wrong, people. And Neymar scored in the final and Rakitic did it as well, I believe. He's tasted it. They've got close, and you'd like to think along with, for me anyways, Juventus, probably off the top of my head, Juventus, Barcelona. I don't think City, but you've got to probably say City. Yeah, them lots looking like my favourites in it. I don't think, obviously, we're not at the business end, but Munich's looking a bit iffy. Madrid are dealing with it, but they're looking a bit iffy. PSG are definitely looking a bit iffy. United, Spurs might just jump in Europa League. So it's a bit of an unpredictable one. But if I'm Allegri, having gone to the final, having consistently won league titles, having built my squad and made us rigid defensively, to now it seems like they're playing a bit more fluid, and Juventus fans know more than me. They've obviously tweaked their side, different personnel and stuff like that. With that being said, if he was to get to the final this year or be eliminated in the semi-finals, would he leave Juventus? Now, I only say this because if I put myself in his shoes, I wouldn't want to leave. I mean, Juventus is a big club, huge following. He's afforded the luxury to a degree of building the side, and he's put a lot of effort into the side, so he might be attached. But if I look at it another hand, he's desperate to join the managers at Juventus that have won the champs for them. If I look at it that way, he's desperate for them. You watch the documentaries, they focus on the league, but the big one's the champs. I mean, you've signed Cristiano Ronaldo. By that logic, whenever any team was to sign Messi or Ronaldo, if they did, automatically are in the conversation. If he's got a solid team already, excluding Ronaldo, and Ronaldo's the final jewel to the crown, essentially, someone that makes the difference. If he signed arguably the best player, arguably the best player of all time and best player in the world ever, depending on how you look at it, Messi's it for me, but you get what I'm saying. If he brought him in and still falls up short, when you add in all the years he's been there and how much he's chased this desire, would you concede that you've taken Juventus as far as you have, or you can't take them any further, or this dream isn't possible and you just need a break or a new environment or something like that? To which you would probably say yes, or you could consider. So if he was to leave tomorrow, he won't leave in the season, but you look at depending on how it was, you look at the Madrid jobs, you look at the Munich jobs. There's a few jobs that look to be going, and Wenger's probably, you'd never get it, but Wenger's somewhere there licking his lips. So do you get it, people? And again, it's just, I don't know. If I was Max Allegri, would you leave Juventus? Like, surely you would leave if you don't win it this year, because like this is obviously not definite, but you'd think with Cristiano Ronaldo and Juventus look like one of the clear favourites. If you fail to do it now or even get to the final, would you concede that like it's not going to happen for you personally at Juventus? I'm not too sure, but yeah, man. If anything more, I've just got some thoughts off my brain, and hopefully I've given you guys some thought-provoking points. And if not, apologies. But if I have, really appreciate if you get in the comments, like the vid, subscribe, do all the rest, man. And what can I say? Thank you for your time, people. Deluded. Bang.